Oh, he did. Wow, he let me in. Wow! This sorceress let me in. Really? Guys, it is time. Welcome everybody to another AFK Cuckoo bus. But this time, we're going to show you the cleanest of all cleanest buses. So I joined it. I'm not a leader here. We have a very stacked up sorceress, and then we have a very stacked up bar. So I am the weakest here. I don't know how people are busing, but chat has told me that you've seen like a Sork, 1575 Sork with level 10 gems been doing AFK buses for like 40k, 60k gold. That kind of stuff, you guys don't have to worry about it because you never get the money back anyway. After Broshaza comes out, and then you guys increase your eye levels very, very slowly. And until then, you guys will, if you guys are in eye level that can run Broshaza hard, like 1580-ish, like, you know, 1570, whatever, you'll be able to do AFK Cuckoo Bus. And AFK Cuckoo Bus, the 3-man Cuckoo Bus, is a good thing for you and your static to try, is because it is the best way to figure out your uptime. Like, you test your uptime on Clown, and you can also, you know, push yourself, right? Push yourself to do more DPS. So the current build I have is someone that asked on chat is I have the swiftness spec hallucination build. When I'm going to switch, there's a hunch that I'm either going to go for the same build, or I might go spec crit salvation build. There's like a little bit of difference. There's like a positive and a negative for it, but to me, I've went through like I asked through a bunch of people. I went through a bunch of forums in Korea. Again, I asked a bunch of Shadowhunters. Also mentioned on my interview for Shadowhunter, they're all about the same. So I think it's based on preference. Do you want to feel more swifty? Do you want to feel more comfortable? Swiftness spec is the way to go. But if you want to see some higher numbers, crit spec with salvation would be the way to go. But there's another build where you go crit spec and then go hallucination, and then you drop adrenaline, and then you put it to adrenaline 1. And after you do put it to adrenaline 1, you what do you call it? You bring another DPS engraving. So that's another build that some people are doing. So there's a couple builds, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that particular build is because I feel that's gonna be slow. But we can test it out one day. We can test it out for sure. We're gonna talk about this again, maybe sometimes later this week, because I need to switch my build for sure. Because I have relic accessories, and it's kind of disgusting now that I have relic accessories when I'm almost 1600. It's almost very sad. So Shadowhunter, very simple. Make sure you have uptime. And if you're playing a swiftness Shadowhunter, my case with a level 10 gem, when you do your 3 S's, he's dead. When you do your 3 S's, you're supposed to transform back manual and then transform again, because the cooldown of the S skill, it comes back right after. This is a real AFK cloud bus, because some of the ones that I've done in the past, you know, a couple hours ago, they were really, really, really bad. See, 57%. So I can't really beat this. This is an actual sorceress that knows what he's doing, and he's very strong with a good uptime. So when I see the buff coming in, see, he didn't do the buff. Bard is also very good. Look at that. Bard's also a very good player. He didn't give me the buff. Now he gave me the buff. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna use my awakening here. It didn't crit. That's okay. There you go. He's gonna fly the other way. The Sork is already in position. You basically know where the Sork is going, where the Cuckoo is going to be. That's why you just do the damage. It's a counter. I can't do it. I can do it when he turns back like that. It's good to move away, because if you get feared, that's a downtime on DPS. He's doing the trumpet now. Trumpet pattern now. Big DPS time. Adrofin it up. Use your skills. You can use Adrofin anytime you want for transformation classes, because when you're transformed, you're doing a lot of damage. Oh no, the customer. Don't come in here! Ah! He tried to troll. It was an agent. The customer almost killed us. So he flies over there. You should be able to kill him very soon. There you go. See, we killed them before the card mechanic. This is supposed to happen when you have two 1600 eye level players in the game. Here's another thing that I do specifically for Shadowhunters. I take the stimulant here. And the reason why is there are a specific situation where I have to do the solo stagger. If I have to do the solo stagger and if I'm not transformed, I have to use a stimulant and then transform and then do the stagger. That's why I take stimulant, because she doesn't transform as fast as Scouter does. So the reason why we are doing a back ping is because the customer is moving around and dispersing the aggro. Going in, throwing a bomb. So a good question on chat. Should we be using a stimulant for progression? My answer would be no. I guess a time stop could be better, but there's really not a situation where you should use time stop in Cuckoo. That's the problem. So in this case here, I don't need to transform because we have two people, right? I don't need to waste my stimulant. You only have one stimulant, so you don't need to do that. Basically, think of it this way. When I bus, I always try to do it safe because I hate jailing customers. I really do. So if there's a situation where I can wipe it by accident, I have another fallback. So most of my bus, let's say like fun bus guides in the future, right? It's always going to be safety based. It's not going to be time based at all. Because I'd rather have it safe than doing it fast. So in this case, right? So we're doing the Mario 2. So I'm going to fill up my gauge beforehand. See? So it's my turn. So what I'm going to do is I need to go as fast as I can, right? I just dash up here. I transform. But the Sork is back already. Nice. And then you should be able to solo stagger if you transform. If you can't, you can put a little bit of overwhelm rune if you want to. Okay, so what happens here is, this is what you usually do, right? You know, after showtime, your goal is to kill Cuckoo to skip the Mario because we're missing a person, right? Which is the customer. So in this case, what we're going to do is, you know, you can either do this, do the mechanic first, just in case you fuck up. You can't fill up your meter. That's why afterwards, when you're done with the mechanic, I will use a stimulant and transform. And by the time I transform, I might have my awakening already, right? So we could burst them down. This is the same case for sorcerers. I don't have a sorceress, but usually what the sorceress does is, you know, they either do a stimulant or they're ready to ignite. So I'm gonna either stimulate here, transform right away, do some damage, do some damage, do some damage. This is because he's going to be standing still while doing the Mario, right? That's how you do the DPS, just burn it down. Because he's going to be standing in the middle for a couple seconds, so you're supposed to prepare everything ready to go. In a support case, your bubble, sorceress, your ignition. In my case, I want to transform right away, so I use my stimulant. Okay, now the bingo phase. Now the bingo phase, again, very simple. You just put the bingos down, and then if you're a bus party, you should be able to kill Cuckoo at the first bingo, or even 0 bingo. I'm waiting for the 3 bubble right now. Using the Medusa. Let me give you a tip on that Medusa too. If he teleports away, almost 90% of the time he will do a Medusa. So when he teleports away, just look at him, see where the front and back head indicators are, and then dodge it accordingly. If you get Medusa, it's very dangerous, because imagine you get Medusa and then the hammer hits you. A lot of people die because of that on your progression parties. DPS it up, DPS it up. So we have 3 bubbles in. I'm gonna do my awakening. Oh, missed Nidavi, that's fine. We do more damage than Nidavi anyway. Okay, and then kill him before. 0 bingo. So this is a 0 bingo kill. Example of a 0 bingo kill. There you go. Good uptime. I think this is a great example because like the past runs that you guys have seen, the live stream guys, look at this 63%. This is supposed to happen because Ignition Sorcerers is king of burst, you know? And same case for Barrage Artillers as well. And there's Strikers too, but Strikers back attack, that's the problem. For the live streamers, you know, we've been doing three Kakul runs. We did 3 Kakul runs, which is cool, right? These are the comparisons. We've seen some of the janky runs that could put it on YouTube. I'm gonna put them all on YouTube, right? We've seen some janky runs, and we see a real clean run, and then we see some average runs. Cool. So with that being said, that was a very, very, very clean run. I don't. In summary, just uptime and some of the thought process. I kind of shared it with the stimulant, right? These are the things. These are the small tips that you could actually utilize to hopefully get your uptime up. And the reason why busing is a little bit cool is because, you know, busing is not a good thing, but it does push you further. And if you're used to busing DPS, your progression party, your reclear parties are going to be so much better because you're so used to such high uptime that your raids are going to be so much easier, and you're going to be you would master your class much better than most people. So trying out these kind of things with your static party, if you happen to have one, hey, let's try 3-man. Let's try to test one. And then you ask for a test one, you know, you do a free bus, which is what I did too. And then I asked my friends to make a group and then do it. And then as your character increases in strength, you get to keep on trying. It's like, oh, I think I can do it. Oh, I think I can do it. Then you know how much DPS you do. And afterwards, more content comes out. You'll be more prepared of what your class potential is, and then what you could do to clear specific parties too. But that's the thing about busing. Like that's what I kind of wanted to show. That later on, these are the same processes that you're going to have, like thought process you're going to have, right? So with that being said, this concludes the clean bus video for Shadowhunter. Bye guys. Shit, I made 3 videos, dude.